So you'll start the staff by finding yourself a clear plastic ball. I found this one at Joann Fabrics, and it's actually a Christmas ornament that opens up and goes back together. So then I just painted the inside with white acrylic paint. And then you're going to want to get yourself a cool looking stick and a long piece of grapevine. And then you'll just wrap the grapevine all the way around the length of the stick and hot glue the end in place. And then just wrap a little hemp twine around the top to help secure it even more. And so then what you're going to do is you're going to take some paper twist, and it doesn't matter what color it is, you're just going to coil it up and hot glue each layer of the coil. You want to make sure that each layer is just a little bit higher than the other one so that you make kind of a bowl shape. And so here it is all hot glued together, and that'll make kind of a little nest for the plastic ball to sit in. So then you're just going to hot glue your little nest right to the top of the staff, and then the white ball should fit right in there. So once you've tested to make sure the white ball fits, just paint your little nest brown. And then you're just going to hot glue some of the little grapevine curlicues all the way around the little ball. And so here it is with the grapevine pieces glued to it. So then take a few shorter pieces of grapevine and tie them in the center with hemp twine. You want to make sure they're nice and bendy. And so you want those to be able to bend right around the ball and meet the bottom of the little nest on the top of the staff. And so to get it to keep that shape, you're going to tie the bottoms with hemp twine in 3 places, leaving the 4th side open so that you can slip the ball inside. And then once it's on the staff, you'll just tie the bottom together. So you just put the little cage over the top of the staff, slip in the white ball, and then just tie the ends of the hemp twine to hold it on there tightly. And so that'll hold the end on there no matter how much you move the staff around. So for the final touch to make the staff light up, just untie it, slip out the ball, you'll open it up, and you're going to put a green finger light inside of it. Turn it on, close the ball back up, and slip it back onto the staff and tie it back up. And these little lights glow pretty brightly. For the ring, I cut a thin strip of black craft foam and cut it so that it would fit around my finger. So then I cut 2 kind of bunny ear shaped pieces out of the black foam, and then you're just going to hot glue a little square in the center of them. And then of course you'll just glue that right on top of the circle. And so here is the finished ring. So to start the horns, you're just going to take a piece of Pellon and hot glue some black fabric over it. And so here I have one horn partially formed. So the way you form the horns is you glue half of a toilet paper roll to your little black fabric covered Pellon. Then you're just going to take 3 pipe cleaners and twist them together. And then when you get close to the end of the pipe cleaners, just put in a 4th one and twist the remaining ends around it. And so then you're just going to hot glue that right to the edge of the toilet paper roll. So once you have that glued, you just want to take some scrap pieces of quilt batting and stuff that inside the toilet paper roll, and then take another piece and wrap that around the outside. You want to make sure that you wrap it thicker at the bottom. And then you're just going to continue wrapping it all the way up the length of the pipe cleaner, making it tighter as you go up. When you run out of quilt batting, just add on another strip and wrap it right up in there. And so as you go wrapping it tighter, your horns will start to get thinner as they approach the top. So when you get to the top, just tape the batting in place with a little piece of tape. Then take some duct tape, and starting at the very bottom, you're just going to wrap that right around the quilt batting. And I found it's easiest if you do this in shorter strips, and then just keep adding strips all the way up. And as you wrap the duct tape, you want to kind of shape the curves in the horns as you go. So once you have the horns completely covered in duct tape, you're going to take some black electrical tape, and you're going to start at the top of the horns. You're going to wrap right over the duct tape with the electrical tape all the way down. This gives the horns a smoother appearance. And the black tape really helps the horns hold their shape. And so then here are the completely tape-covered horns. And one of them is a little bit lopsided, but I just decided to live with it. So then I just took a plastic hairband and I glued some black material around the parts that would show, and then I cut the piece of Pellon in half and glued little squares right onto the headband. And that succeeded in giving the horns enough stability to hold themselves up. So for the remainder of the headpiece, you want to take a square piece of material big enough to cover your head, and then take some duct tape. You're just going to fold the edge under, and then line that along the edge of your black square, and just fold the edges under. So then flip it back over, and so just do the same thing with another piece of duct tape on the other corner. So then you'll take yourself a very long strip of material about 6 inches wide, and it's easiest if you just sew a couple pieces together to get the long strip. So first you'll take your duct tape square. You just want to center that so that the point is in the middle of your forehead. If it doesn't stay put, just use a little bit of spirit gum to hold it there. And then put your headband of horns right over the top of that. This is actually much easier on your own head than it is on a slippery foam head. So then you'll take your long strip of material and center it in the bottom and the back of your head. And just take the material right up around one of the horns and start wrapping it. You want to overlap the wrappings and keep them fairly tight. You'll go about halfway up the horns. And so then of course you just do the same thing to the other horn. Well, I must say, I was distressed at not receiving an invitation.